yet another exclusive episode of Hi Events. I'm joining you from Cinema Grand Colombo, where we get to see some notable names and figures from architecture, the lasting impact presented by Reba Sri Lanka and AIA International as well. It's the cocktail evening and we have some fun people to hang around with as well. So let's go meet them and let's have a little chat. I'm here with Mrs. Neila D'Souza. How are you doing?
Well, pretty well.
And well, of course, it's a lovely evening so far. It's a cocktail evening of the Lasting Impact conference. And what do you think, how do you feel about this night so far?
Can I put it this way? Having experienced what the international speakers are saying, they say this is one of the best conferences they've ever been to.
Speaking about your team, of course, you were there when you first, when Reba Sri Lanka first initiated. Well, your vision also states that it's also its aim to be at the forefront of this ever-evolving industry. Would you say it is, in fact, at the forefront of this industry?
Yes, and I think so. Let's hope so, at least.
Lovely to hear that. So far, how has the conference been? How successful do you think it has been?
Well, I think it's a great success because, I did this, you see, with my international experience and knowledge. I wanted to give back to my fraternity so that they could, get something and they would achieve, greater heights. And I think this has, been a eye-turner.
I'm here with one of the speakers for the Lasting Impact, Ben Derbyshire. How are you doing?
Really well, thank you very much indeed. Having a great time.
Wonderful. And of course, we are finally at the cocktail evening for the event as well. But so far, how has the day been from the morning all the way up to the evening?
Well, I've never been at a conference with a more spectacular opening ceremony, let me tell you. Absolutely phenomenal. With the dancers and the drummers and the lighting of the candles, just spectacular. So it wasn't really till lunchtime till we got on to any actual architecture.
Lovely to hear. And so far, how's the evening been?
Well, the evening's good, but just let me talk about the day a bit, because one thing I want to particularly say is how immensely impressive the local Sri Lankan architects have been in the presentations that they've made. Really beautiful, contextual, environmentally sustainable work. Very attractive to be in, and such as to really deliver human well-being. I can't tell you how important and impressive. As the last speaker pointed out, the origins of that predate Geoffrey Bower, and Geoffrey Bower was a kind of the great proponent, but there's a lot of people doing work in Sri Lanka which is really tremendous.
I'm here with the principal keynote speaker, Thomas Vonier. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks. Very happy to be in Sri Lanka.
Have you been enjoying your stay here in Sri Lanka, or rather the conference from morning onwards?
Yeah, very much so. And it's my second visit to your country, and so I'm pleased to be back. And we were very privileged to have the president with us today, which was wonderful.
And of course, the idea of behind this international conference was also to exchange ideas, talk about how well architecture in Sri Lanka is doing, the architects as well, and their sustainability in terms of when they're doing these projects.
Yeah, that's right. And I think we're all interested in how architecture can help solve some of the environmental problems we all face. Extreme heat, flooding, some of the climate problems, even the problems we have heating houses and buildings and cooling them. Architects can help with that, and so part of the conference is designed to make that point and to bring that out.
Anything that you'd like to give in terms of words of encouragement for those budding architects out there?
Stay with it. It's not an easy life necessarily, but it's a very rewarding life, and architecture affects everything people do and the way they live, and there are very few other professions that bring that, so it's a great life if you can stay with it.
I'm here with Elizabeth Chu Richter and David Richter. Lovely to have you here.
Thank you very much.
How have you been enjoying the conference so far, since morning all the way to the cocktail evening that we are going through at the moment?
Well, it's mostly very, very enlightening. We enjoy listening to the speakers, and we enjoy visiting with all the architects here. They're marvelous.
Oh, wow. And also, it's the first time. I mean, I haven't seen many, but a partner in crime, you and your husband, both in architecture. That's, I think, a great. I gotta say, it's like Bonnie and Clyde. It's kind of pretty cool. In addition, the conference is all about exchanging ideas, sustainability in architecture, and basically the advancement of architecture in Sri Lanka and the international as well. How have you perceived it so far? What has your, I'd say, point of view has been rather. As you've been sitting in?
I think it's beautiful. I think Sri Lanka is a very special place. And the climate is wonderful in the tropics. You can do things here that you can't do anywhere else in the world. You can just open up your buildings to the environment and to the outdoors and to nature. And your architects here are very good at doing that, or making very beautiful architecture. You have some really nice colonial architecture, some good traditional architecture that has a sense of history, and I think that's an opportunity for you to continue to develop that. And then you've got some new cutting edge modern architecture also. But I think you have everything going for you. But it's true, architecture has changed a lot in recent generations, and we're thinking about things we never thought about before. So, and the fact that you're asking that question tells us that you're already thinking about it. So you're doing good. So,
Thank you.
Well, I think in Sri Lanka you're so closely attached to your environment. It is so natural to you, and you know how you have to adjust to it. You cannot ignore it, because that would not be your culture or your tradition. And I think that's a real plus for you.
Okay.
I'm here with Karen Gamba. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. You said you were here to simply view the exhibition here and basically exchange ideas, talk about architecture in Sri Lanka. From your point of view, how have you found the conference to be?
The conference has been absolutely mind-blowing. I have to see this collaboration of ideas of people from around the world has been it's been humbling. To see how people are tackling climate change, how they are dealing with the built environment, no matter where they're from, and seeing the innovation of the Sri Lankans and how they're taking on the future from the teachings of Jeffrey Bawa and beyond has been truly inspiring.
Lovely. And how have you found the cocktail evening to be?
Well, let me tell you, the food is delicious. Every single person here has been so interesting and lovely and friendly, so it's been perfect.
Lovely. And of course, if you know the conference is about, again, exchanging these ideologies, sustainability. I mean, again, just to recap, what do you think we ought to add into this little mix-up here?
I think the only thing you need to do is continue doing it. I can tell you that I was always interested in Sri Lanka. I'm originally from South Africa, so I'm a big cricket fan. So I have deep respect for the sport or the religion, whatever you'd like to call it. So being here personally has been really kind of a bucket list item for me. Meeting the hospitable people of Sri Lanka is beautiful, and I think hosting conferences like this, bringing people from around the world to see this beautiful country, is what you need to continue to do. So the one thing you need to do is share the talent of the people of Sri Lanka, welcome other people in, and just keep doing it.
I'm here with Maria Cristina Finucci, all the way from Italy. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Well, I'm very happy to be here.
And how have you been finding the conference so far?
Very, very interesting, very well done, very well organized. And I have liked the choice of the speakers because they were completely different one from another, and it was very, very good.
Lovely, lovely. And on top of that, of course, it's the cocktail evening. It's a time for relaxation and reveling at the same time. And well, I'd say, are you settling in so far?
Yes, the food was great. I very much like the spicy food. So I'm in the right place.
Yeah, definitely. Sri Lanka is known for spice.
Yeah, but there also was Italian food here. Yes, in order for the Italian embassy that has been a partner.
Right. And you might be happy to know that the Italian embassy is also in collaboration with this conference. Are you not?
Yes, I know, of course. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. I'm here with Professor Lalit De Silva, chairman of the RIPA Sri Lanka. How are you doing?
Good.
How's the evening been so far?
It is fantastic. So everybody is enjoying. We had a hectic day today. From morning till evening, we had keynote speakers, about three keynote speakers, and we had His Excellency President as our chief guest. And we started in the morning about 9:30 and went till about 6:30. Thomas Vanier was the main keynote speaker. Then we had other speakers from AIA International and from Pakistan, from Dubai, and we have another 12 speakers. You know, our team is on architecture, a lasting impact. So we architects have been creating buildings and structures which impact our lives, culture, economy. So we are going to assess how we are going to share international knowledge with our young generation, especially at a time where we have to boost up the construction industry.
I'm here with Nicholas Madrana. How are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I hope you enjoyed the day so far. It is the cocktail evening. How are you finding? Is it relaxing? Are you reveling a bit? Are you, I'd say, having a bit of fun?
I'm reflecting on the day's speeches, which were fascinating. For me, having practiced in New York City and now Hong Kong, seeing the beautiful contrast of how design is executed in Sri Lanka is really enlightening for me. It's been a great day.
And I'm pretty sure you might have had the time to converse with some of these speakers, exchange some ideas, and of course talk about how architecture is prospering in this country. So far, from your point of view, what would you have to say?
I love the idea that architecture is connected to nature so thoroughly here. And that's something that I believe Sri Lankan architects do very, very well. And something that the world could learn from. I work on super high-rise buildings. So some of the principles that I've learned today with some of the smaller projects connected to nature are certainly applicable.
You might have seen a few in Colombo as well.
Absolutely. So I was actually here 20 years ago in Colombo for a friend's wedding. And it's really amazing to come back after 20 years to see the progress. It's fantastic.
Yet another fantastic evening with RIPA Sri Lanka and the AIA International. My name is Isra, and I'm going to catch you right back here on High Events.